Thanks to Jersey Sports Zone, and Volpe makes almost the identical play.
At home, they call me Big Al, and I hit dingers.
Remember that young man, Big Al?
The Minnesota Lynx select Diamond Miller.
Video courtesy of Jersey Sports Zone.
It's an incredible goal, so that's nice. It's deserved the number one.
You got my food.
Number 2, New Jersey high school football.
Here on Jersey Sports Zone.
The Beyond the Score podcast is back after a holiday break. Welcome to episode 16 of Beyond the Score. I'm Rich Krampanis. Thanks so much for joining us. This week's podcast brought to you, as always, by our good friends at RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together. Nice to have a little bit of a respite. We're back. We're going to be dropping a podcast every single Wednesday through the rest of the high school sports year. We might try and drop in a couple of bonus episodes. We're also going to have a chance to maybe go outside the studio here and go to some great places. We're excited to talk about that down the road. But I think I got to start out by addressing the elephant in the room. For the first 14 episodes of Beyond the Score, I did this podcast with Jay Cook, who has made the decision to leave Jersey Sports Zone after 7 years. An incredible run where he raised the bar of our coverage, especially in the North Jersey region, to a standard that we now have to meet each and every week and each and every day we go out there and shoot high school sports. I've had a little bit of time to reflect on this, and it's hard for me personally. I thought that Jay and I were going to do 1,000 of these episodes, but after reflecting, I realized that these things happen. And it's completely unfair for me to talk about Jay or why Jay left. Or that's Jay's story. It's not mine. I can just say that I loved working with him. I think he loved working with me. And I'm sad, a little bit heartbroken, but I have felt this way before. I worked for 4 years in Bangor, Maine with one of my closest friends, Charlie Cream, who's now the bracketologist for ESPN women's basketball, one of the very best in the business. I had so much fun working with him. I would do anything to work with him again, even for just a day. And at some point, I'll get him on the podcast. I'll talk him into it, and we'll have a great time. But boy, was I sad when I realized I wasn't going to see Charlie Cream working with me side by side. And I still miss it, and it's been over 20 years, and I still miss it like it happened yesterday. I worked in Myrtle Beach on television for 14 years, and I shared a desk with one of my close friends, Ed Piotrowski, one of the best weathermen in the country, Allison Floyd, Tim McGinnis. We were really a family. We were doing the news every day, 6, 7, 10, 11 p.m., and it was hard to walk away from that. And now I feel that same way about Jay. So I wish him nothing but the very best. I will say that this job, sports media, is a challenge. Going to the games is fun, but we got to do a lot of work before the games, and we got to do a lot of work after the games. We work a lot of weekends. Sometimes we have to work holidays. Sometimes we have to work crazy hours. And I know that Jay has a beautiful, wonderful young family, and he's doing what's best for his family, and I respect the hell out of that. And I'll miss him. If you're bummed, I'm more bummed than you are, but I wish him well. I really, really do. And it's hard. I think if we had done this together, it would have been like an awkward breakup kind of thing. So maybe for both of us, I think this is for the best. But I do wish Jay nothing but the best. And my job as the leader of Jersey Sports Zone is to find another Jay Cook. It's to keep getting advertisers so we can keep paying our employees and doing it. And it's me making sure that we continue to put the athletes first. And Jay had that mentality, and I had that mentality. So we're going to miss Jay. It's going to be hard without him, but we're going to press on. We're going to put together a great product every single day at Jersey Sports Zone. The videos we do, it's not easy to do. Our team does a tremendous job. We're going to rally and continue to give you the coverage that every single athlete we cover deserves. So with that, we've got a great show coming up. 2 awesome guests. Don Bosco Prep, 175-pound Beast of the East wrestling champ Santino Rodriguez will join us. Plus, we're going to talk to Michael Gordon, the head coach of Plainfield, to talk about 2 fantastic finishes. A buzzer beater by Micah Gordon and a last-second shot by Najai Hines to give Seton Hall a win. We can't wait to talk high school sports. The winner is here. We'll be right back.
On the ice, you train to avoid getting checked. But in life, getting checked is the smart thing to do. By scheduling regular doctor visits and screenings, don't let joint pain, heart disease, or cancer go unchecked.
Get checked.
With the holiday season behind us, we got to talk about some high school wrestling. And when it comes to the holiday season, there are some major events that happen on the wrestling calendar, and it really starts at the University of Delaware and the Beast of the East. It is one of the marquee tournaments in the entire country, and we're excited to have on a Beast of the East champion, 175-pounder out of Don Bosco Prep, Santino Rodriguez. Thanks so much for jumping on the JSZ Beyond the Score podcast with us, Santino.
What's going on? I'm glad to be here.
What a moment for you. First match of the finals on that Sunday before Christmas. You as a number 13 seed get a big sudden victory win, 5-2 over Jackson Angelo of Lake Highland Prep. What was that moment like for you, knowing how hard it is to get through that gauntlet at the Beast of the East?
I mean, it was electric. Just everything like I've been through, especially like injuries and stuff, just like winning that, like it was a special one. So it was just...
I saw Ryan Patty, who does a great job at NJ.com, illustrated that every other time you went to the Beast, it was all about injuries, right? So could you kind of walk me through what it was like the previous years and then leading up to this senior year?
Yeah. So every year besides my freshman year, my sophomore year, I dislocated my shoulder there. And then my junior year, I was coming back from that shoulder surgery that summer, and then I tweaked it again there. So I haven't been like, 100% really wrestling ever besides my senior year this year.
How is it that you're able to navigate through a field where there are so many outstanding wrestlers? For the people who don't follow wrestling as much as you and I do, explain what the level of competition is like at that Beast of the East.
The way they do, like the seating there, like everyone's good. Like there's no one that's just like, just like some like bum you're gonna wrestle. Everyone's tough. So just like really just one match at a time, and just like focusing on that, I think is usually works for me.
Can you take me through overtime when you know that the Beast of the East title's on the line and how you were able to get that 3-point move to win in sudden victory? I mean, there's no better way to win a major title than that, right?
Yeah, I just had to keep wrestling. Like watching it back, like there's a couple of positions where like I was about to get taken down and like, it was kind of controversial, but just like keep wrestling, keep like wrestling the next position. I think that was that's what I capitalized on, and that's why I ended up taking him down at the end.
It's a long journey, right? So you go from that season to now we're in dual season, and then you're going to transfer over into going for a state championship. What does this do for you confidence-wise to have such a big moment happen early in your senior season?
Yeah, I mean, it's through the roof. The biggest thing, in my opinion, in wrestling is like your like mental state of mind. And like to have that confidence going in so early in the season, it's just like it's kind of like freeing. Like you could just go out there and wrestle. So all the work's done already. Just like working hard, in the off season. So I just have to really just like be free and just let it go and let it fly.
And now that you're in kind of dual mode right now, tell me how Don Bosco's feeling. They just had the big Catholic duels. You guys weren't there, but you're certainly going to be a team that's in the mix. This state, particularly the non-public bracket, is so loaded. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, we have Joe's on Wednesday night, which should be a good one. We've been preparing for that. We just had a quad this weekend against Pope John, Camden Catholic, and PC. All tough teams. I think they're all in the top 10 right now. We fell short a couple of them, but we're a young team. Like besides like me, Nevin, Matesic, and Dante DeLuca up top, like we're pretty young in general. So just preparing our guys and like really like letting them know what's coming for the rest of the season, like with these like top 5 teams, top 10 teams in the state. Like I said, just like one match at a time, one dual meet at a time, and just wrestle.
Committed to Cornell, one of the great wrestling programs in the country. Tell me about what your impression of that program was and the opportunity that awaits you once you finish this senior season.
I love it up there. It's amazing. When I went on my visit there, it felt like home right away. Like I'm really comfortable with the coaches. They're just great guys up there, and I think, that's really where like I'm gonna get to a whole another level up there, and I'm just really excited to finish my senior year with a state title and just move on and go for a national title.
The fact that you've gotten this one big title, you can do it. Is your mindset a little different? You probably had confidence before, but the confidence has gone up. How do you kind of temper that here over the next 2 months? Because what a gauntlet it's going to be from now until the beginning of March.
Yeah, I believe when anyone, can really like believe in something and like just like put their mind to it and like truly like, say like, I'm going to do this, it'll happen. And I think I've come to the point where like I'm just really just like dialed in, I'm focused, and I've never wanted anything more than just, to get on top of that podium in AC. And like you said, I feel really confident, and I just want to go out there and just wrestle my hardest.
Well, Santino, you gave us a great early Christmas present by putting New Jersey on the map with a big win at the Beast of the East. I can't wait to see you on your journey to try and win that state title. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us, and I can't wait to see you on the mat here real soon.
Yep, thank you for having me, guys. Happy New Year.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
It's time for another Blast from the Past, brought to you by the Heldridge, New Brunswick's only 4-star hotel.
Welcome to Blast from the Past, sponsored by the Heldridge. I'm Tyler Mraz. Seton Hall freshman Najai Hines hit a crazy game-winning bucket in the Pirates' win over Creighton. Back in 2025, the JSZ cameras saw the reigning Mr. Hoop Zone put on a show against Roselle Catholic. All eyes were on Hines and the Cardinals, and they did not disappoint. The 6'10" center electrified the crowd with one of the dunks of the year, pouring in 22 points and grabbing 18 boards in a dominant 70-54 win over 5th-ranked Roselle Catholic.
Blast from the Past is brought to you by the Heldridge, New Brunswick's only 4-star hotel and a preferred hotel of Rutgers football fans since 2005. The Heldridge helps you make the most of your game day weekend, providing premium accommodations in the cultural heart of downtown New Brunswick. Restaurants, bars, theaters, parks, museums, and more are only steps away. Whether you're traveling alone or with a large group, book your stay at the Heldridge and make the most of your game day weekend. So I'm watching some college hoops over the weekend. Seton Hall in a battle against Creighton. Looked like the Pirates were in trouble, down 16. And we find our guy, the reigning Mr. Hoop Zone from Plainfield, Najai Hines, gets the basket to pull off the win. And I was so excited, and I started thinking, wow, not a buzzer beater, but close. I said, I got to talk to one of my favorites, the coach of the Plainfield #1 team in New Jersey, Coach Michael Gordon, jumping on with us on the Beyond the Score podcast. Coach, I was so excited I needed to talk to you about it, and then we could talk about some more great stuff going on at Plainfield. But what a moment for Najai, and where were you, and what were your emotions when that happened?
So I was actually at home, just watching the game, and Seton Hall's been playing very well. I thought he, played pretty well this game, but as you can see, the shot went up from Bud, and Najai, if you see, it was from a different angle. He actually was like right underneath the basket. His eyes lit up, and it just looked like there was no way he wasn't the one coming down with this rebound. A quick bobble. He has, amazing hands. Grabbed that rebound, put it back in, got the foul. I know his emotions were running high. It was a good look for him.
Coach, you know this game so well. How rare is it for a young man to come into the Big East as a true freshman and make an impact? I don't think you or I are surprised, but I think the country is starting to realize what a special young man Najai Hines is.
Absolutely. He's good. He has a lot more to develop, but the kid is something special. Like, it's really hard to describe. I had him for one season. I've seen his work ethic, and I see how much time and effort that he puts into basketball. Right now, to make an impact as a freshman and doing the things that he's doing is amazing.
And, Coach, I think you know this as well, that the recruiting landscape is so chaotic right now. And for kids out there to find the fit, with Coach Holloway, Seton Hall, it's a perfect fit for Najai. Can you just talk about how you saw that in the relationship as the recruiting ultimately wound up at Seton Hall?
Yeah, I mean, you can look at some kids and some coaches and say, man, those two guys belong together. Najai is a very coachable kid. You can get on them. He only wants the best for himself. And Shy's the same way. You know what I mean? Like, Shy wants the best for his kids in his program. And that's why I think they mesh. You can coach Najai hard, and Shy's going to actually coach hard. You know what I mean? So I just think they were a match made in heaven. I think Coach Laurie did a great job of recruiting Najai. I just think it just fit. It was the perfect fit for him.
Well, Plainfield gives us a great moment in major college basketball. And I think one of the great moments of this early high school basketball season happened at Plainfield with Micah Gordon. 61-61 game against Linden. I think it'll forever be on Micah's highlight reel. It's going to be the first highlight we show on his highlight reel forever at Jersey Sports Zone. An incredible step-back three, buzzer beater. Crowd goes nuts. Hollywood couldn't write a better script. What was that like?
I had a few different emotions. Tie basketball game. I actually thought they were going to, try to double them before the ball, even got back in bounds. We actually had one of our other guys, Tyler Hunter, at half court just in case, something to that nature would happen. But it would sound cliche if I said, hey, this kid works on this move. We actually do work on it. We never worked on it from three. But it's something that we work on once, getting in the lane, kind of playing off of 2 feet. And we work that spin back action. And, sometimes when you're in rhythm, things like that just happen. But I was on the sideline, and I'm just standing there, and it's hard to, distinguish dad, coach. Right. But to see him have the poise and be able to make that play, and he didn't second guess himself one time. I think he got into his move, and he just rose up and knocked it down. Tie basketball game, that shot's a little easier than, maybe down 1 or 2, whatever the case may be. But to have the confidence to be able to rise up and shoot that shot, great.
Look, Mike is already a high-profile recruit, but a moment like that is what college programs crave because it's that intangible. What are you going to do when everything's on the line?
Right.
What do you think it does for Micah as it elevates his game. I think that moment elevates him to, he was already at a super high level, to another level. How does that help him continue to know? And as you guys go through the rigors of your schedule, knowing that you may be in that situation again, having that moment that experience has got to be a huge factor for his confidence.
Absolutely. One, his teammates believe in him. I think those guys' chemistry is second to none. They've been playing together for a while, so his teammates, when we, drew it up in the huddle that 9 times out of 10 he was going to end up taking that shot, and they had the confidence in him. And you could see the reactions around as the shot went through. I don't think anybody on that floor didn't think he was going to make that shot. In reference to him, I always tell him, you have to be able to take these shots now. You just, that's how you build confidence for later. Like knowing that, you were able to get to your spot and get the shot that you actually wanted and was able to make it, it just helps with the confidence. And then like moving forward in his career, when he fortunate enough to go play in school, he may be put in these, similar situations. He made it this time, maybe another time he may not make it, but you still have to have the confidence every time to be able to, rise up and shoot that shot.
And now Plainfield's off to a great start. You lose an unbelievable dynamic player in Hines, and you automatically think, well, maybe Plainfield's going to be down. Guys are off to a 7-1 start, undefeated in New Jersey. Your lone loss comes out of state. How do you feel the team's shaping up here as you get to that meat grinder of January basketball up in Union County?
The bulk of the schedule is about to happen. This is where the grit, the grind, the preseason, the postseason, everything comes into play. We are a semi-experienced group. We lost 10 seniors last year. Of the 16 guys that we have, obviously we have our 6 back. 5 of them started off playing football, so our preseason wasn't the traditional preseason. Last year around this time, I think we were in mid-season form. We haven't quite got there as of yet. It's a work in progress. Like I said, we're playing well. I think we're defending okay. Could be a little better. Offensively, I think any of our guys can, go off on any given night, which helps us. Obviously, Mike is going to be the focal point of every team's defensive scheme. But he's unselfish, and he's going to make sure that his teammates are happy. I think we are a very well put together basketball team. We don't have as much depth as we did last year, but they're a work in progress, and everybody's understanding their roles. They know they come off, they play spot minutes. I think long term we're going to be okay.
I think you're going to be okay too, Coach. And as you said, the bulk of the schedule's coming. I can't wait to see Plainfield. I think I got my eyes on that Roselle game coming up here in a week or so. I think that's where it's going to start for us. But thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you for being such an influence on these kids. Proud of Najai, proud of Micah, and I can't wait to see Plainfield basketball. Thanks for taking time to join us today.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you.
If you have chronic joint or back pain, this is probably where you spend your time. Might we suggest a better destination that's close to home? RWJ Barnabas Health, where orthopedic surgeons designed the surgical implants that are now used around the world, and where you'll be cared for by the same doctors that treat professional athletes and rising stars. Get back to what you've been missing. Orthopedic care. Do it right. Here, RWJ Barnabas Health.
For over 2 decades, ACI Medical and Dental School in Eatontown has been helping students succeed. Their short-term programs can jumpstart a long-term career in less than 5 months with a 90% employment rate. Best of all, your future job is AI-proof. A career in the medical field is safe from AI and provides long-term job security. Their medical assistant program will help you learn phlebotomy, EKG, and patient care technician skills. I feel like I just watched The Pit on HBO, that awesome show with Noah Wiley. I feel like I'm in the pit right now. Frank Preston at ACI Medical Dental School is giving me phlebotomy in the script, and I nailed it. Dental Assistant Program includes dental radiology certification. They're affiliated with top employers like Eastern Dental, RWJ Barnabas Health, Central State VNA, and hundreds more. It's a great pathway to nursing and dental hygiene. Call 732-440-4110 and learn how medical assistants can earn up to 4 national credentials and 10 college credits. ACI Medical and Dental School, a new beginning on Broad Street in Eatontown. Have a safe and happy new year from ACI Medical and Dental School. And I want to thank Frank Preston, who is the man in charge at ACI Medical and Dental School. He has supported Jersey Sports Zone for a number of years. He wants to get out there and have us put the spotlight not only on the guys' games, but the girls' games. So we're going to do a guys' game of the week and a girls' game of the week. We've got RBC against St. John Vianney highlights. That's this week's ACI Medical and Dental School girls basketball game of the week. 1 versus 2 in the state. So make sure you check out those highlights. And if you are thinking about a career, an alternative to traditional college, if you spend a little bit of time with Frank Preston, he will get you in the right frame of mind where you can get yourself a career in less than 5 months. So thank you, ACI Medical and Dental School, for supporting Jersey Sports Zone, and we'll be right back. Buffalo Wild Wings has teamed up with Jersey Sports Zone to honor high school athletes across the state with gift cards. We'll have Buffalo Wild Wings Player of the Game interviews all year long. Visit Buffalo Wild Wings locations in North Brunswick, Bridgewater, West Windsor, Flemington, Brick, and Toms River. A special thanks to the Munson Restaurant Group for supporting New Jersey high school athletes and Jersey Sports Zone. Welcome back to the Beyond the Score podcast presented by RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together. We've got James Moody joining us right now, and every week going forward here in the winter sports season, I've kind of tasked James to give a kind of a scope of what's going on around the state and put a little rundown together. And James, you can take it away as you can kind of grill me on some of the things that I've seen and some of the things you've seen. We'll break it down here. We had a great holiday season where we got some great moments. And last week, James, I realized was the first week where we had all 4 sports across the board. We had wrestling, boys basketball, girls basketball, and hockey. That's the first week we were able to do that, and that's going to be our mindset here going for the next 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah. Now that we officially have turned the calendar to 2026, all 4 sports really kicking into gear here, and the grind is only starting as we get going with the winter sports here. I think the big thing that popped out to me that we saw last week was the Catholic duels. It's really become a staple of the New Jersey wrestling calendar. 5 of the 6 top teams in New Jersey were there, a few nationally ranked teams. Rich, you were there front and center for all of it. What'd you see, and what can we see moving forward with some of these teams?
James, this event has become a benchmark of where we're at getting ready for what I call dual season. You know, I talked about this a little earlier on the pod with Santino Rodriguez. In late December, it's all about individual, high-profile national. Beast of the East, which we're at, Powerade, Ironman. All the top Jersey guys go around the Northeast region and compete in these things. And then you get to the holidays, you get to the start of the new year, and now you have the Catholic duels, which Coach Billy Ashnault at Christian Brothers Academy has done an incredible job of setting the table for getting a marquee field. 4 teams ranked in the top 40 nationally. Del Barton, 5th in America. CBA, number 8. St. Joe's Montvale, 16. St. Peter's Prep, 40. And then, oh, by the way, you have Bergen Catholic, who's currently ranked 6th in the state. So you have 5 of the top 6 teams in New Jersey. They all go round robin in different pools in day 1. And then day 2, it's who's on top, semis, play it out to the finals. I think the big moment, James, was CBA took that next step. They have built themselves into a solid program thanks to Coach Ashnault, and they have now elevated themselves as being a legitimate top 10 team in the country and the second best team in New Jersey right now. Brian Stoll, the Del Barton coach, was very quick to point out afterwards, hey guys, it's January 3rd. There's a long road ahead of us, and hey, we're on top right now. It doesn't mean we're going to be on top in February or individually in March. So I think, wow, Del Barton was missing 4 starters in that final against CBA. A state champ in Ryan DeGeorge, 2 state medalists, and a freshman who was undefeated. So you're going into that saying, hey, we're about to face the number 8 team in the country without 4 of our guys. And Del Barton still won 41-26. They've just got an absolutely stacked roster. They're so good on so many levels. And it really, for me, it starts with Jaden James. Going to Penn State, he's the number 3 pound-for-pound wrestler in America. So you take every high school wrestler, he's the 3rd best according to Flow Wrestling, and it's justified. A CBA has 2 University of Iowa commits, Bobby Duffy, Paul Kenny. Paul's younger brother, Sean, didn't wrestle in this one, so when they get him back, I think CBA's a better and different team. But it was a treat to watch. You're watching super, super high-level wrestling, James, in early January, and knowing that, okay, these guys can all beat each other up. St. Peter's Prep got a big win against Bergen Catholic on Friday in day 1. St. Joe's Montvale is not at 100%. They're going to get guys back. So I think this is just a wonderful measuring stick in early January, and it didn't disappoint. Great crowd. And if you're a wrestling fan, this has now kind of become the must-see of hey, right after New Year's, we're going to see, elite wrestling. Like I said, 4 top 40 teams. And that just goes to show how strong this state is as a wrestling power.
Yeah. I think, New Jersey certainly has produced plenty of standout wrestlers over the last few years. And it was great, watching your highlights, seeing some of these guys, even though some of these teams aren't at full strength. I mean, you talked about Del Barton missing 4 guys. I think that's a testament to the strength of their room in general, that they were able to pick up a nationally ranked win despite being down a couple guys.
And Trevor Jones, at the time, it was a 6-point match, 21-15. Trevor Jones got into an ultimate tiebreaker, and it gets down to the last 30 seconds, and James Jacob of CBA looked like he was going to get an escape. And to watch Trevor Jones just relentlessly fall on the ground, grab a leg, do everything for 30 seconds after just battling for 8 minutes, to see that, I thought that was the match that just kind of tipped the scales. And then, it goes from, if CBA wins that, it's 21-18. They get the 3 points, 24-15, and then, here's Jaden James ready to go. So now you're facing one of the very best in America, and then they get the pin at 190. So tip of the cap to Del Barton. But again, I think all those teams put on a great display and reminds us how good New Jersey wrestling is. So that's a great event. It's become a staple on our schedule. We build everything around it, right? And it was a great 2 days in Lynn Croft for sure.
Yeah, so Del Barton remains the king of the hill in New Jersey wrestling for now. We saw another king of the hill crowned in high school hockey at the Navesink Outdoor Tournament. Rich, you stepped into the elements over New Year's to get us some great high school hockey action. Westfield taking home the championship there with a 3-1 win over Randolph. Talk to us a little bit about that experience. Kind of cool to see a bit of an outdoor classic in New Jersey.
James with a segue there. I love that, James. King of the Hill to King of the Hill. That's exactly what it's called, King of the Hill. I think it's going to become a staple. And, the NHL does such a great job with its outdoor winter classic. I know there was a lot. I was joking around because the Rangers played down in Florida in Miami, and a lot of hockey purists were like, hey, this isn't the winter classic. Like, let's get back up to Montreal or Buffalo or or Detroit, all these great outdoor venues. And I was joking the entire time because the outdoor classic at Navesink Country Club was absolutely frigid. I need to thank the staff, Coach Gutt at Navesink Country Club. After the first period of the Randolph-Rumson game, my hand curled up. I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to shoot. I got that frostbite level kind of thing, and they got out the hand warmers. I was standing at the fire pit, James. I made it with room to spare. So the Navesink Country Club did an incredible job of looking after me, and it's fun for these kids. It's an incredible experience because you are playing outside. You've got you're literally on top of a hill, and you've got the Navesink River as your backdrop. It's this beautiful country club that, unfortunately, James, you and I think we're about $250,000 short in dues fees to be able to get there and play. But it's a magnificent facility, so it's a special experience for these kids, and I know that the kids just got a kick out of it. You're playing outdoor hockey. You know this time of year it kind of mirrors the NHL well, and they did a great job as far as the field goals goes. Randolph and Westfield, two great public school powers. You bring in Rumson Fairhaven and Middletown North, two teams that have been consistently gone deep in the playoffs, and so you got good local people going there from Rumson and Middletown, and then you got Randolph and Westfield. Just a great game. It is different playing outside. It's a different adjustment, and when that wind is blowing, I'm watching kids on the bench with hand warmers, and I'm laughing because you think, oh, these guys are on the ice all the time, but it was different playing outside. I think it's a great event that I think is going to become a staple on the hockey calendar, and I will certainly bring my hand warmers next year. Lesson learned, but it was great. It was fun. New Year's Eve, nice 10 a.m. Great way to end 2026 with an awesome hockey game.
Yeah, and then we'll stick with high school hockey here. Every season here at Jersey Sports Zone, we have our partnership with the New Jersey Devils, doing our goals of the month. Rich, we just put a nice bow on December. I think the polls ended today. Who did our JSZ audience send to the Rock?
That was a great pick. Preston Farrow, Don Bosco Prep overtime game winner against Bergen Catholic. So that one's got a spot in our top 5. I emailed the Devils earlier today. What I love is the Devils are really into it. Their group, led by Kevin Fox, who does an unbelievable job, they are looking at all the goals, and then they're going to give us their feedback of, hey, this is what we think the top 5 is. And so I would imagine either tonight or tomorrow I'm going to get that, and then we'll send the invites out to the kids. It's set up for Wednesday the 14th, Seattle Kraken against the Devils. We'll bring the 5 kids. They'll meet a Devils player before the game, watch the goals, which is always awesome. Every single Devil that's done it with us, they really enjoy watching the goals. And then we're on the Jumbotron, either the first or second intermission. Kids get to go watch an NHL game, get to see their goals on the scoreboard, get to interact with an NHL player. I love it every single, and we get to do it all 3 months. So as James will laugh because I get a little stressed out, right? Like third week of December, I'm like, we got to get some goals. And the Lassaro brothers did us a solid. You got that great Marlboro goal.
Yeah.
Which worked out well. So I don't know who's going to make the top 5. We'll know next week. Maybe we'll try and get Kevin on the pod to talk to him about it a little bit and get his perspective. But it's such a great event, James. It is so unbelievable what the Devils do to be involved in the community. You know, they start the season out, they invite every single high school hockey captain in the entire state, bring them on the ice, honor them before their season starts. They host the state championships. They do this program with us. It's just been unbelievable. So the Devils, first class all the time. We're so lucky to be partners with them. And I'm looking forward to seeing the Seattle Kraken for the first time. That's I think I've seen a lot of NHL games, right? So I can cross a lot of teams off the list. I can honestly say I haven't seen the Seattle Kraken before, so that'll be pretty fun.
Yeah, I can imagine. They do a nice job of mixing in the games they take our guys to as well. I don't think I've seen the same team more than once.
Right.
So yeah, you scratch off the Seattle Kraken. I'm sure maybe in a few months or years you can scratch off Utah as well, the brand new team on the block.
The Mammoth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
that's
man.
good stuff.
So so now we'll head back indoors. We'll head to some big basketball news last week. Blair Academy's Deron Rippey commits to Duke. Rich, you've seen Deron play. Tell us a little about him and what kind of guy is Duke getting? Because I know there's plenty of people that are excited.
I think it's the intangibles, James. He is not satisfied with his level, which is already extraordinarily high. Some guys can read their press clippings and maybe chill and say, hey, yeah, I'm this. What is he? Number 6. What did I have here? Number 6 overall prospect by the 247 Sports Composite, number 1 point guard in the country. He's rated pretty much as a top 15 player on any national recruiting board. I think, I don't even want to say it, if the McDonald's people are crazy enough, he should be at the McDonald's All-American game. Goodness gracious. I think he's, I think he's a no-brainer. Certainly committing to Duke. I would think he's going to be representing New Jersey in that. He's got a great coach in Joe Montana who gets kids ready for this level. They have produced Duke Blue Devils before, the most notable one being Luol Deng back in the day. Blake's is the most recent Duke guy from Blair, and now it's going to be Deron Rippey. Coach Shire down there at Duke has put together an absolutely stacked class, and I think Deron Rippey is going to fit right in. He has a sense for handling the big moments. I saw him in the prep championship, and he kind of hey, it's a championship game, and you just kind of see him. He's athletic, explosive, all the things you want in a 5-star blue chip guard. Everything with his rankings is justified. When we get to see guys, and like James, you'll see those elite players. You saw DJ Wagner. You see these guys where they're just at that elite special level. He fits that mold. And he's a great kid. He's got a great head on his shoulders. And again, I think he is preparing himself for that gigantic stage, which is playing in the ACC and playing for Duke. I think he's well equipped. And in this modern era of 25 and 26-year-olds and 28-year-old Europeans being a big part of the transfer portal, it's rare for a kid that can step in and be like, hey, here's a true freshman. Najai Hines follows that mold. True freshman stepping right in and playing big boy college basketball. That's what Deron Rippey's going to do, and he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, you mentioned the word explosive. Some of the commentary I saw in the wake of him making that announcement, a lot of people were saying that he's probably the most athletic guard that John Shire's had since he took over the program there at Duke, and that's high praise.
Without a doubt. And I know we're going to see him on Wednesday against Petty. We're going to try and get to as many Blair games as we can because it kind of reminds me of the Dylan Harper. Like, hey, that dude on the Spurs, just a couple years ago, we were like, oh, maybe we should go get that. Let's get Bosco a couple extra times. So we're taking that same mindset, right, with Blair Academy. We want to try and get him as much as we can. We certainly will be there for the prep final, which will be his last game. And Coach Montana, again, a phenomenal coach who has taken kids like Deron and countless others and have gotten them ready and prepared them for the big stage. But, hey, it's great to see us meaning New Jersey, continuing to be in the national conversation. And Blair's different because it's prep, right, James? But it's that same thing of like, hey, you can come to New Jersey and you're going to be fine. You don't need to go to all these prep schools all over the country and all that. You could stay here and you're gonna be. It was fine for Dylan Harper. I don't think anybody at Seton Hall is saying, wow, I wish Najai Hines went down to Florida and played at a prep school, or he went to Ohio or anything. He was just fine playing basketball at Plainfield. So I wanted to keep defending New Jersey high school basketball and keep our great players. But boy, Deron Rippey's a good one, and I'm glad we get a few more chances to see him as a high schooler. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, me too. So we'll move from the prep ranks in New Jersey high school basketball to some public boys basketball. Rich, you saw a great game on New Year's Day between Piscataway and Teaneck, two good Central North Jersey teams going to battle. What a game, right?
What a way to start the year. You go in there and Teaneck has been sensational. I'll tell you, James, Mikkel Taylor Jr. is one of the best players in the state. He is exciting to watch, great ball handler, and he knows how to score, and he is not afraid to shoot that basketball. And if he misses a couple of shots, he's unflappable. He's still gonna fire because he knows it's gonna drop in. He's averaging now 28.9 points per game. I saw him with 23. I think that's his low water mark for the entire year against a great Piscataway team. He turned around, and I think he got 37 after the loss to Piscataway. And give it up to the Chiefs. They did a great job. Teaneck beat Bosco. So that's where everyone saw Teaneck beating Bosco, and like, whoa, that's an eyebrow raiser. And so you come in here, and Piscataway didn't have as tough a schedule as Teaneck did, but they showed their mettle. And the guy that stepped up in crunch time was Josh Lima. Isaiah Fowler's a great player for Piscataway. They got Ngwegwe as well. So they got a lot of pieces, and but Lima really stepped up in crunch time, had a game-time bucket, then the game on the line, he gets the N1. That game right there is, you're working on New Year's Day, and you're like, oh, man, I'm driving up the Parkway, and you're like, oh, is this going to be worth it? And you're like, yeah. Once you get in there, once that third quarter, you could realize, like, okay, this one's going to the end. This one's going the distance. That game was fantastic. I love when James, we do a lot of homework, right? We just had a phone call before the pod where we're always game planning. I love when we pick the right games. Pick the right game there. It was awesome.
Yeah. It always makes you feel a little better when it pays off exactly the way you expect it to. When we do all the homework, all the storylines. There's so many places we could be on a single day, and so when we end up at the right spot, it always makes us feel a little better that we made the right choice.
As we pivot here, the girls' basketball, you've kind of had your eye. You've had a chance to look at a couple of really good teams from the Shore, and look, the Shore Conference. Is loaded is an understatement. I think there are 4 Shore Conference teams ranked in the top 10 in the state when you're factoring in Trinity Hall, Manasquan, St. John Vianney, and RBC. We have to kind of temper our RBC and St. John Vianney talk because we're taping on a Monday. Pod comes out on Wednesday. On Tuesday night, RBC plays St. John Vianney 1 versus 2 at the state. I'll be at that game. So we don't know what we can't go into the crystal ball here, but you had a chance to see RBC down in Toms River, and you also had a chance to see Manasquan, defending state champ. You got to see them twice. Lisa Kokota, I don't know how she hasn't gotten college coaching opportunities. She is an unbelievable coach. I've said it to more than one person outside of this state who is in college basketball circles. It was like, she is a tremendous basketball coach. She gets the roster, she gets these kids, and you saw a defensive clinic in that Trinity game, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she really has that team so in tune with what they need to do on both sides of the floor, especially on the defensive end. That they were trailing after the first quarter against Trinity Hall at the Warrior Classic last Saturday. Manasquan then proceeds to allow just 10 points the rest of the game. And I would argue
a top 10 team in New Jersey.
Right.
That's a great Trinity team.
Yeah, that a senior heavy team, a lot of talent throughout that lineup, and Manasquan just does what they do best. They make you work for everything on both ends of the floor. Even just getting a clean shot against the defense was incredibly difficult that day. But Manasquan certainly coming off that Group 2 state championship last year, they look like they're preparing for another deep run as we really get into the nitty-gritty of the regular season here. So when you talk about Manasquan basketball, it starts with Jordan Hollowell, the American University commit. She's averaging just a shade under 15 points per game. Shannon Looney, one of the other seniors on that team. But this is a pretty young team around those two and a couple other seniors. Callista Voteris is the one that really stood out to me, a sophomore averaging 11 points per game, and she does not play like a sophomore that is cracking the lineup for the first time. You can just see that there's a wisdom beyond her years in the way she goes about her business. And they got a couple big games coming up, so it'll be that's the beauty of high school girls basketball. None of the big dogs shy away from each other. It's just going to be great to see over the next few weeks.
And a reminder that you can watch the highlights of RBC versus St. John Vianney, our ACI Medical and Dental School Girls Shore Game of the Week. They're posted now on JerseySportsZone.com. And I think we'll put the spotlight on RBC and St. John Vianney next week when the dust settles from this battle. We need to point out that St. John Vianney on Sunday in Philadelphia beat the number 5 team in the country out of Washington, D.C., 53-51. So this is, again, shaping up to be another wild ride for girls basketball, and just looking forward to shining a spotlight on these young ladies. It's gonna be great. We've had some great games right out of the gate, and we'll continue to look for those big-time matchups.
Yeah, you see it at the college level, a lot of New Jersey talent up there, and it'll be great to see some of those girls who will be the next stars of college basketball over these next few weeks.
I got to shout out Michaela Blakes, Rutgers Prep, our Miss Hoop Zone. She beat LSU. I mean, she's been, there's been a lot of talk about Hannah Hidalgo, rightly so, as one of the very best players in the country. I think Michaela Blakes is in that. If you want to talk about the 5, first team All-American, the 5 players, there's a really good chance that Michaela Blakes and Hannah Hidalgo, 40% of the first team All-Americans are going to be New Jersey products.
Wow. And I'm not surprised either. I haven't seen plenty of them from their high school days.
Yeah, and Zoe Brooks scored her 1,000th point at NC State. I mean, the list goes on, but just incredible. You're right, and we're going to see that next batch here over the next couple of months. You're going to see Gloucester Catholic and their super talented player Green. We got Addie Nimchek heading to the Indiana Hoosiers. So much great action coming up. Salt Volcanic with Duke for St. John Vianney. So it's going to be fun here to watch them all battle out and beat each other up.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll move away from basketball and some of the winter sports. We've got the NFL playoffs kicking off this weekend. A lot of Jersey guys in the mix there, especially at running back. You look at Kyle Monungai for the Bears, Ray Davis on the Bills, and that South Jersey duo for Jacksonville with Bashal Tootin and LaQuinn Allen. Rich, I'm sure you'll be tuned in on Saturday and Sunday, and even Monday. I keep forgetting it's 3 days now for this first round.
Yeah, you kind of always like to check on the alumni, and I thought that trend was pretty wild that we've kind of got four running backs that are playing. Now, look, Ray Davis had a career game against the Jets, which unfortunately for Jet fans that's a common theme. 151 yards. They rested Cook, so I don't think Ray Davis might get a lot of touches. I think LaQuinn Allen falls into the same category, right? He's the third option for Jacksonville, but Kyle Monungai and Bashal Tootin are 2 guys that have made a serious impact in their rookie years, and I would not be surprised at all, especially Monungai. They seem to be 50-50ing him with DeAndre Swift pretty well, and it's worked really well for the Bears, who've had an incredible season. And Tootin just seems to be a guy that, ATN's the number 1, but they use Tootin well down there in Jacksonville, and he had a touchdown on Sunday to wrap things up. What a great story! And I know you saw Tootin more than anybody. just how cool is that to just see him emerge?
It's been unbelievable to see. You go from some of those quiet Saturday mornings in Paulsboro, watching him dominate, some Group 1 teams, and then, ends up at Virginia Tech a few years later, playing well for them, and, all of a sudden, now he's in the NFL. It's tremendous to see. And there's so many other guys. You also look. Those are just the running backs we're talking about. You look at Jahad Campbell playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sure that'll be one of the marquee games on Sunday when they play San Francisco.
Right.
A lot of New Jersey guys playing up on the big stage, and it's just great to see. Just really great to see.
Yeah, it's become a red zone's a priority for me because I just want to check on the guys and see who's doing what, and it's been fun. Monangai, we called it early. We knew that this was going to work out, and I think Chicago has fell in love with Kyle Monangai, rightfully so. And it's been fun to watch. But I went from never really paying attention to the Bears to now you're like, oh, I want to see what he can do. And he's representing Don Bosco Prep so well. So really good stuff.
Yeah. And then we'll wrap up as we talk about the stars of today. Let's talk about some stars of tomorrow. We've got the Navy All-American Bowl on Saturday before all that NFL playoff action kicks off. A couple of Jersey guys will be represented. Luke Wafel from Hun, Jordan Thomas from Bergen Catholic. And Luke Wafel will actually be being coached by South Jersey's Montre Wright. He's the head coach at Deptford. He's coaching defensive line this week for the East team. So it'll be a nice little primer or a nice little appetizer for the NFL playoff action this weekend.
That's great. That's a great get too on the coach there, James. Oh, look, Wafel is boy, he's a cyborg. I can't wait. You ask yourself because Southern Cal has got that room is going to have some awfully gigantic and special defensive linemen, and Luke Wafel will fit right in, and you just wonder how quickly is it going to take for him to make an impact at that level, and. We had Jordan Thomas on the podcast, and I'm so impressed with that young man off the field. And when you talk to him, you could see why Ryan Day must just be licking his chops to get a kid like that. Like, I expect Jordan Thomas, he's got the potential to be a captain on that team a couple, 3 years down the road and be a real leader. That's the part. Everybody at Ohio State is that super elite 5-star talent, and we're going to see Quincy Porter now that he's just playing behind 2 top 6 draft picks, is it? I think that's where they have those 2 guys. So there'll be a little bit of room for Quincy Porter to get in there and show what he can do from Bergen Catholic. And I think Jordan Thomas is going to be another crusader that makes some serious noise. So they get to represent this state on the gigantic stage in a game that has had I know it's hundreds, it might be thousands of NFL players. Usually you can go back and look on that list, and if there's 80 guys, 40 to 60 of them are like, he plays in the NFL or played in the NFL. That game does a great job of picking the right kids, and what a great way for those 2 kids to probably officially conclude their high school career. And I would imagine both of them will probably be getting on campus. That's the other thing that's changed. I don't know if Jordan's going to hang around for the rest of his senior year, but my guess is they're going to get there and get acclimated and jump right into the world of big time college football.
Yeah, and then if you want to watch that, that'll be 1:00 on NBC on Saturday before all the NFL action gets going on.
Great stuff, James. Thanks so much for breaking things down with us. Going to have a big week down there in South Jersey. Looking forward to your highlights as always, and we'll see you next week. I like this rundown. I thought this was a great tour around the state. So, like we always have to do, we get to enjoy it for a minute, and then we'll start working on the next one, right?
Yeah. Always fun to talk high school sports with you, Rich. Looking forward to next week.
James Mooney, thanks for joining us. When we come back, we'll wrap things up in episode 16 of the Beyond the Score podcast.
Comprehensive, academic, and award-winning. New Jersey deserves nothing less. Learn more at rwjbh.org/US News.
It's really nice to be in a situation, in a place where there are very good people who take good care of people.
Orthopedics is it's not about saving lives, it's about saving quality of life.
A lot of people, we live high stress lives, so if you tell someone they can't do something for whatever reason, that's pretty traumatic.
I really take pride in trying to be empathetic and trying to put myself in every patient's shoes.
I want to take care of people like I'd want to take care of my family, and I think that when you do that and give somebody that family feeling and give them your honest opinion for what you would do, they value that.
During the fall sports season, we asked you to... Okay, 3, 2, 1. During the fall sports season, we used to wrap up our show with a wheel where we would ask people on social media if they wanted us to come and cover a game, and we would spin the wheel, and if we landed on that, we promised to cover one of your games. So we want to bring that back with high school boys and girls basketball. So if you want us to come to one of your games, just respond in social media. We'll have the post on X and Instagram and TikTok. Just respond, and then we'll put your name on the wheel. And if we land on the wheel next week, we will shoot your game. And I'll throw something else out there. If you win the game, we'll have you choose one player on your team. If they make a half-court shot, I'll buy dinner for the whole team. That's what I'm going to do. I am not Pat McAfee. I don't have $1 million to give you. I'm sorry. I think what Pat McAfee does with that field goal thing is unbelievable. So this is the poor man McAfee here. I'll pick up dinner for the team. I'll do it. But you get one shot and you got to make it. And I hope that, if everybody starts making half-court shots, then I might have to stop this thing. But I think it'll be fun. And if you lose the game, then we're not doing the half-court shot. I'm not going to come to you after you lose the game. You're like, hey, let's do the half-court shot. It'd be too awkward. You got to win the game. So we'll ask everyone, please, if you want us to come shoot one of your games and you want the half-court shot challenge, send us a response, X, Insta, TikTok. And then we'll go. Maybe we'll get a half-court shot on cam. Maybe we'll get something that goes viral. The whole crowd could get into it. This can be fun. But we want to do this. We want to interact with you. We have hundreds of requests to go to games and shoot this and shoot that. This is a chance for us to show some love to any high school out there that wants it. And we want to thank you for supporting Jersey Sports Zone. This is going to be fun. The wheel is back next week. We'll see where it lands. Boys basketball, girls basketball. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that'll do it for episode 16 of Beyond the Score, presented by RWJ Barnabas Health. A reminder, you can download this episode on any place you get podcasts. Plus, you can have it right on our YouTube channel, which I always recommend watching because all the things we talk about, there's some great video references in there so you can really get a sense. When we're talking about a Micah Gordon buzzer beater, you actually see it. So check it out. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to our entire team. I'm Rich Krampanis. We'll see you next week on another edition of the Beyond the Score podcast.
On the ice, you train to avoid getting checked. But in life, getting checked is the smart thing to do. By scheduling regular doctor visits and screenings, don't let joint pain, heart disease, or cancer go unchecked.
Get checked.